आप कुल्हाड़ी से लेके अपने पैर काटो. That is exactly what Niazi has done. Because at times he forgets. He at times says he's a Punjabi, at times says he's a Pashtun, at times says he's a Pathan. So he has to choose which exactly he is. Or he's oscillating between the three and chooses a place as per the convenience, as per the political gains. Now, if you look at this whole Pashtun equation and if you read his statement carefully, he says Pashtuns are fighting against themselves. But when an external party comes, they unite. Now, who's the external party here? Is Taliban an external party? Is America external party? Or somebody from Mars is coming? That is what he has to clarify. So first of all, he's saying the majority community of Pakistan are infighting yourselves. In fact, there are 3 times the Pashtuns who live in Pakistan than Afghanistan. So, and he himself claims to be a Pashtun. Now his problem is that he doesn't know how to justify Taliban. He has seen what Taliban is doing. What did Taliban do? Kunduz, the moment they captured Kunduz, they said, give us a list of any girls who are more than 12 years and younger widows. You know for what? All the mullahs and maulvis were supposed to procure and produce those lists, and the moment they captured the street, first thing they did is they picked up these girls and these widows. Now Taliban is the only so-called militia, jihadi militia, terrorist group which reproduces the Swan army. Look at Afghanistan, Vinny. The 4 major tribes are there. You have Pashtuns, then you have Hazaras, then you have Kazakhs, and you have Uzbeks. Pashtuns, Kazakhs are number 2, Uzbeks and Hazaras are the minority. Between Pashtuns and Kazakhs, they control around 70-80% of the population. 85% of the population is Sunni and 15% of the population is Shia. Birth rate 2.8%, but death rate about 1,000. Birth rate 2.8% per 1,000, but the death rate is 13.7% per 1,000. So more people die in Afghanistan than they produce, though they produce 5.33 children per woman. So the fertility rate is quite high. Now the problem is when this turmoil is happening and Afghan and Taliban are advancing, and there are 7,000 Pakistani Taliban who are already doing there. Now ISI is a part of the opium trade. Opium trade is $600 billion. All the generals, all the colonels of ISI get a kiss out of that. I don't know who else in the Pakistani establishment gets a hissa, but everybody gets a cut. When the things are getting really out of control, and when Taliban is coming to this all good self, which is brutalizing humans, insulting women, and they are the same Taliban who said women cannot go out of the home wearing a burqa. They are the same Taliban who said girls, bachya school nahi ja sakti. There is no right of education to the girl child.
Right.
This is the kind of mindset they have. They are the same Taliban who did IC-814. They are the same Taliban who killed Rupan Katiyar. I know that. So when these kind of Taliban are taking the control and they are doing what they are good at, I have always maintained any deal, any agreement with Taliban will not hold. They are a militia, but Taliban did one thing very smart. Just 2 weeks back, they recruited a Shia commander this time. So Taliban is also trying to get all the ethnicities together, because these 4 ethnicities within Afghanistan fight a lot. Taliban are trying to do the balancing act. Now what is Niazi doing? When Niazi has no option, he's caught between the devil and the deep sea. Now he's trying to start this Pashtun infighting, because his North Balochistan, his complete Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, borders of Afghanistan, and they're all Pashtuns. By doing this, he's insulting the Pathan, he's insulting the Pathan community, and he's insulting the Pathan, he's insulting the Pathan community, and he himself claims to be a Pathan. He doesn't know what to do. 600 billion of opium money, ISI pressure, and Taliban and Pashtun. This is the 4th quadrilateral which is coming, and he's finding it difficult to balance her like himself. And like the last time he said, there's an industrial estate between Germany and Japan. So it's a statement like that. He shot himself in the foot. And the best thing is, he will not even realize it.
General Asthana, do you think that,
we'll be united with the stakeholders. Stakeholder is Russia, stakeholder is Iran. Remember, in 1996, Taliban killed more than 7 or 8 Iranian diplomats. So there is a grouse they have with Iran. And there is this Pakistani Taliban who are also active. So if we don't get together with all the stakeholders and try to limit them to a particular area, you cannot stop them, because America has left that vacuum, unfortunately. The biggest problem, what is here now, is the influence of China, is the culmination of triangle of Red Jihad, wherein Taliban do the dirty work, Chinese give them the money, they give them the information, they give them the satellite imagery, they provide them all the ultra latest weapons. Why have 5 provincial capitals fallen in 5 days? Where did Taliban get that firepower? Why did B-52 bombers not able to deter Taliban? One more bomber was used, I cannot recollect the name, but still even that the Taliban advanced. What is the reason? What is giving Taliban that much of firepower? You can already see China's money, influence and weaponry into the system. And who's doing the funneling job? The funneling or the dirty job is done by ISI. Niazi is banking on two things we need. First, he knows there are 63 Pashtun tribes. They fight amongst each other. The four dominating races in Afghanistan fight among themselves. He's very orchestrated. He's very carefully trying to orchestrate that fight so that some fight for, some fight within, and he can get a leeway away. What he's interested in, and his generals are interested in, is $600 billion opium trade and the cut they get from it. They are interested in blood money. They are interested in, this arms smuggling, drug smuggling, human trafficking, and flesh trade. These are all the things which go side by side with all this. Now tell me, Vineet, who would want a 12-year-old girl to be kidnapped from home? This is what has been done in Kunduz. Who will want a Taliban fighter to be living in his house? Taliban is living in no tent, no chhavni, nothing. They are living with civilians so that nobody can bomb them. Who would want a widow, a young mother or a sister to be abducted by Taliban? This is what they have done, and you know what they're best at? They get from it. They are interested in blood money. They are interested in, this arms smuggling, drug smuggling, human trafficking, and flesh trade. These are all the things which go side by side with all this. Now tell me, Vineet, who would want a 12-year-old girl to be kidnapped from home? This is what has been done in Kunduz. Who will want a Taliban fighter to be living in his house? Taliban is living in no tent, no chhavni, nothing. They are living with civilians so that nobody can bomb them. Who would want a widow, a young mother or a sister to be abducted by Taliban? This is what they have done, and you know what they're best at? When you're 15%, when you're 40% of the population, you're 45% of the population less than 15 years. That is where they get recruits from. This is what is irking the whole Pashtun community, and this is where the threat is. If we are not able to contain them in that region, a lot of them will come to our side. And Niazi, let there be no doubt, he might be an Afghan, he might be a Pashtun, he might say whatever he is, because he changes his colors as per day. He is facilitating them, Vineet, he is facilitating them because he is only interested in money. For a bankrupt Pakistan, $600 billion of opium money is a hell lot of money. जब आपके खाने को पैसे नहीं and you have $600 billion on the table, you can betray anybody. You can even betray your mother, sisters, your father, and that is what Niazi is doing. He's trying to start an infight fighting between the Pashtuns and have the show go on.
Journalist Thana, do you think that
One point to make. Pakistan made Taliban, and when America paid them the money, they sent their army to eliminate them. So Pakistani army is a Sufari killer, mercenary. The biggest fright which they have is what Taliban is really worried about. If somebody again pays Pakistan the money, what is the guarantee they will not take again the Sufari of Taliban? So it is better for Taliban to hit them first this time and settle the last time scores. They have a lot of scores to settle with Pakistan army, what they did to them in last time. That is what is the biggest nightmare of Niazi. He may not talk about it, but that is what is giving him sleepless nights.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to dip into a short